Thank you for the introduction, Mike. Welcome to all. I'm Gary Cassell, Industry Lead for Manufacturing and Automotive at Appian. And joining me today is my colleague, Noah Ifrigan, and Noah is a solution consultant at Appian. Thanks to all for joining, and we are excited to share with you today how the Appian Full Automation Platform can bring both agility and resilience to your supply chain and operations. I'll share with you how Appian can help companies overcome the challenges being faced today to create more agile supply chains that connect the enterprise, but also connect external stakeholders and business partners. Then Noah will share with you a demonstration that showcases the power of the Appian low-code platform to deliver real-time supply chain visibility, utilize predictive analytics that enable proactively mitigating disruptions, and delivering real-time execution capability that doesn't require end users to move between different systems. But first, let me give you a quick introduction to Appian. Appian is an enterprise software company that delivers low-code automation to some of the largest organizations in the world. Using Appian, organizations can create enterprise-quality applications rapidly, combining people, technology, and data into a single workflow. And I say rapidly because Appian allows you to create enterprise applications with drag-and-drop technology to visualize the workflow versus traditional and long duration line-by-line code. Appian's low-code data technology also means that you don't have to move or replicate data, as Appian can access your data where it is. Appian also allows you to reuse components, and all of this results in development efforts that are 10 times faster than traditional code. So what are some of the big challenges organizations are faced with today when looking to build agility into their supply chains? One of those is siloed systems and data, which present a huge challenge and ultimately lead to many manual and unsustainable processes as organizations try to use these to fill capability gaps. Organizations will take on long duration and costly projects to address these capability gaps, but normally fall short of the desired outcomes or objectives of the effort. And it's also very difficult to leverage artificial intelligence and machine learning to predict and automate in these siloed environments. Another, which is a large one, is the lack of visibility across the supply chain. This represents a big challenge and puts organizations in a constant reactive mode to any disruption that occurs. And due to this lack of visibility, seldom is it understood how these reactionary responses actually impact the downstream process. And ultimately, operating in this reactive mode makes it extremely difficult, if even possible, to meet today's rising customer expectations. So how can Appian help organizations build resilience and agility? First, I would say building agility and resilience in today's complex supply chains means automation and making information easily accessible in real time so your teams can make decisions proactively and work at the speed of business. As illustrated in the diagram, with the power of the Appian low-code platform, you can, one, efficiently onboard new as well as connect existing internal and external stakeholders to support real-time collaboration throughout the end-to-end supply chain. Two, connect siloed data and systems to gain visibility across your supply chain and operations activities. And thirdly, orchestrate and simplify the workflow for your teams, as well as open up further automation opportunities by leveraging Appian's automation technologies, such as end-to-end process orchestration, robotic process automation, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. And do all this by connecting to your data where it is, which is critical to enabling real-time execution versus requiring duplication of data into the platform. And the power of Appian's technology also enables you to start where your business priorities are. So if connecting siloed data from a complex systems landscape to gain visibility, to proactively manage inbound supply is your highest priority, your automation journey can begin here. And by building components that are reusable, your automation journey will accelerate as you move to other areas of the supply chain. And having this flexibility, along with the speed of low code, means you're enabling rapid value attainment along your journey. So now let me turn things over to Noah to provide a demonstration of just some of the capabilities that Appian can provide to bring agility to your supply chain. Noah?
Thank you, Gary. Hi, everyone. My name is Noah Ifrigan. I'm a solutions consultant here at Appian, and I'm excited to show you our inbound supply chain management demonstration built on the Appian platform. So what you're currently looking at is the inbound supply chain dashboard that a supply chain planner would see as they log into our solution here. Across the top, we have some metrics related to your inbound supply chain. So supplier alerts, as well as shipping alerts, and additional information on orders in transit, as well as open orders. Across the left side, we have supplier messages. So we can directly collaborate with our suppliers from within this solution by messaging them via email, phone call, or text. And this allows transparency, auditability, and tracking of all collaboration and communication that is then recorded within the platform for our review. We also have shipment delays along the bottom left. So the system is alerting me when we have shipments that have given us a delay alert, and then we can deal with them accordingly. We'll get into that a little bit. And then across the middle here, we have alerts that are given to us from our suppliers. So in this solution, we also offer our suppliers a portal through which they can give us alerts on various products and orders for us to then deal with accordingly. And that is also shipped with this solution as well. On the right side, we also have actions we can take and some reports on the alerts as well, in this case by priority. I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like to actually respond to an alert given to us from a supplier. So when I click into the alert over here, it takes me to a screen where the first thing I have to do is accept this task. So as a member of the supply chain team, I have the ability to accept alerts for my handling. My team members also have that ability as well. And I'm only going to be able to accept alerts I'm responsible for. So other alerts that might be specific to another member of my team, I'm not actually going to be able to see. I can go ahead and I can go ahead and accept that task. And that's going to allow me to actually respond to this alert now. So I want to bring your attention to the left side where it says alert details. I can see here the part that it's related to, the type, in this case, supply constraint. The original order, I was supposed to get 500 and 615. And now they've revised this order to the supplier to 100 on each of 615, 616, and 617. So as part of the supplier portal, they can also say, you know what, we can't get you what we thought we could. We can instead revise this order, and here's what we can offer you instead. And so I have complete visibility and collaboration capabilities with my supplier in terms of communicating these revisions all within the platform. The bottom here, I can also see a message from my supplier, as well as some additional details related to this alert. Now, for further collaboration capabilities, I can also reply directly to my supplier from within this platform, just by clicking reply here. And that's going to give me some context into what my reply is going to be related to, the message from the supplier, and I can type my response right over here. So we can do that communication from this screen as well. And again, it will be recorded. Now on the right side, I want to show you our response mechanisms for this particular alert. So you can see across the top here, I have 3 different buckets that I'm connecting with, that I have siloed systems that I'm integrating with and bringing that data into the Appian platform. The first being, we have our analysis of the revised order, right? So we're connecting in this case with our production schedule and understanding, is this production schedule affected by the way that this order was revised? And then we're using AI to do a machine learning based recommendation for this analysis. In this case, our production schedule is affected by this revised order. We're not going to meet our customer demand. So it's telling us to not accept this revised order. And so we're doing this every time that we actually select a response here. The AI-based model is learning for future iterations of the same exercise to make better, more informed recommendations. And we're basing this also on recommendations or responses made in the past as well, to ensure that we're actually equipping our supply chain planners with the best action, in this case, the best response in this particular case to this supply constraint. I'm doing the same for understanding our supply at other sites. So we're giving you visibility and connecting to the ERPs or the inventory and the production schedules at other sites as well. So we can actually pull that data in and use this AI-based recommendation in this case as well. And in this case, we can see that the supply exists at other sites and the shipment will arrive in time. So it's making a recommendation based on this supply constraint, the shortage of these parts, to actually request supply from these other sites. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a second. But it's quite powerful because by combining all of these different systems, we're actually allowing you to do data analysis on them and manipulate that data because they're no longer siloed. They're being integrated with one another. And that allows you to do the best action accordingly because your supply chain planners have the most informed they are totally informed in their decision making. Now, we also don't want this to be a black box. We want to give you full visibility into this data as well. So if I go to the revised order analysis section here, and I click into the production schedule effects, I can actually see my production schedule as a supply chain planner projected for the next week, week and a half, and how the revised order is going to actually affect that. Right, so I can show you over here across the top, we have our 3 revisions, 100 on 615, 616, and 617, as we saw on the previous page. And here I can see, okay, our supplier orders due, I thought I was getting 500 on 615, instead I'm getting 100, and I'm getting 100 on 616 and 617. So it's incorporating that data directly into this production schedule. And this production schedule is integrated with your ERP, right? So I'm pulling this data into our system to equip my supply chain planner with it in their planning, in their response to this alert, and then actually manipulating that data based on what is happening with the revisions in the Appian platform. So I can see over here that my projected inventory available brings me into the red on 621 because my customer demand and my production demand is larger than what I actually have in terms of on-hand inventory. So I know I have a problem here, and that's why it's not recommending me to accept the revised order, because that's going to affect my production schedule and put me in the red and not allow me to meet my demand. In addition to this, I can also edit these revisions just so that me as a supply chain planner, I can get some insight into how these slight changes to these quantities or these dates are going to affect ultimately my production schedule. And in doing so, I can also collaborate with suppliers and say, maybe I need a little bit more on this date. Is that possible? So for example, if I put 200 in on 617, it's going to change my production schedule over here. As I can see, it went from 100 to 200 on 617. And I can see I'm not in the red anymore, actually. I can meet my demand with my projected inventory available. So now I know I need a little bit more inventory. I need a little bit more supply on this date. How am I going to get it? So I can just stop editing there. I can go back to my previous response handling screen, and I can see, okay, I can understand the recommendation now. It wants me to get supply from other sites because I know I'm going to be in the red otherwise. And I can also click into and see the inventory of these other sites. I can see it through my sites in Houston, my site in Chicago, my site in Cincinnati. I can see their production schedules, their supply as well. I can get an idea for if they have parts or not. And once again, we're integrating directly with their ERP, their enterprise resource planner, to actually pull this data in and thus use it for our recommendation, for our response. So if I go back here, I return to this screen where I'm going to select a response to this particular alert. I can see here that my recommended action is to request to ship from another site because I know they have inventory. I know that shipment will arrive in time, and I know my production schedule is affected. So it's a necessary action to actually mitigate the damage that this supply constraint is doing on my production schedule. I can click on that response. I can initiate the alert. That's going to bring me to a screen in which I can select the site for request. So I can select my Ohio site. I see they have 125 parts available. It'll arrive in 3 days. Across the top, I see I'm 75 parts short and I need it in 7 days. So actually any one of these would work, but I'm going to select Cincinnati just in this case, just to request it from them specifically. Now note that across the top, these these figures here are again being calculated from within the system by integrating with those systems, understanding how the revised order affects the production schedule, and then pulling that data in for me and just displaying it to me automatically. I can select my site, I can fill in a message to send to these external sites, and I can submit. And what that's going to do is send them a request for them to either accept or reject And upon likely acceptance, it's going to notify me and then automatically adjust my enterprise resource planner, my production schedule. So I know now that I'm going to be able to meet demand. They're going to send me a certain amount of parts, and I'm going to be good to go in terms of meeting demand. So that is how we deal with supplier alerts, by connecting all of these siloed systems and using an AI-powered recommendation to give you the next best action in terms of responding to an alert. Similarly, we can do this for delayed shipments as well. So in the bottom left here, as I mentioned before, I have these 3 delayed shipments. It's warning me as to their delays, and it's warning me as to their delays and a little bit of more information on those delays, how many parts, what stage they are in terms of the carrier journey or the shipment journey. I can simply click into one of these. It's going to take me to a little bit of a summary for this particular shipment alert, right? So I can see the status, it's delayed by 1 day. The reason being that a truck broke down. I can see the shipping progress in terms of its location, the line items in terms of the order, as well as the current location, and a nice little Google map showing me where they are. In this case, Charlotte, North Carolina. And so what this is allowing me to do is we're processing advanced shipping notifications from the supplier and integrating with the data from the carrier to track these inbound shipments. So we're making that direct integration with the carrier data, bringing into the platform and creating an alert accordingly if that's necessary based on a delay. We can also have our suppliers upload these ASN, these advanced shipping notifications, directly from their portal as well, and then bring that data in accordingly in another fashion. And so in allowing me to do this, it's warning me, it's giving me this alert. As a supply chain manager, I can also, again, respond to this alert similarly to how we saw with the supply planner. So I'm not going to go through that, but because it's pretty much the same as the supply planner, just slightly adjusted for the case of a shipment alert. So that was my demonstration for Appian's inbound supply chain management solution, where we can connect with siloed systems, including your enterprise resource planner, as well as carriers, as I just showed you, to provide that visibility, to give you those AI-based recommendations by connecting all of that data, and also allow you to collaborate with supply chain planners and your other sites so you can effectively and efficiently manage all of your inbound supply chain alerts. Thanks for watching. I'm going to pass it back to Gary now.
Thank you, Noah, for that great demonstration. And we hope this was insightful and gives you an understanding of the power of automation and how Appian's full automation platform can help you bring agility and resilience to your supply chain, as well as other parts of your business, and also do it quickly. So thanks again for your attendance and interest, and please reach out to learn more about how Appian's technology can help you maximize your business results. Thank you.